WCBI News at 10 starts now.
After being down for 6 weeks, the state flag is back flying again at Pontotoc City Hall. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Quentin Smith. 6 weeks ago, Pontotoc Mayor Bob Peoples lowered Mississippi's state flag from City Hall. Now, that decision caused a lot of controversy around town. So today, city leaders called a special meeting to decide the fate of the flag. In a 4-1 vote, the Board of Aldermen voted to return the flag to its pole. Mayor Peoples says he's disappointed with the decision, and he removed the state flag because he thought it gave the city of Pontotoc a bad look. Now, residents had mixed opinions on the matter. Some were upset about the mayor's decision to remove the flag without telling anyone, while others applauded the move.
I'm a businessman from Pontotoc. I've run a business for 37 years, and I wouldn't fly something at my business that disenfranchised or upset people from coming in. And the city's a business, and I just thought it wasn't in the best interest that we flew that flag.
It's been a battle and a fight because of the Confederate battle flag emblem being on the flag, because a lot of people, there's a bunch of people that are relating that to racism and slavery and things that just it's not pertaining to. It is part of heritage and it's part of history. If people would just read and learn, they would learn the difference.
Now, the flag is currently at half-staff to honor the victims of last week's shooting in Florida. There's still no word yet on when it'll go back to full staff. State lawmakers are still working on answers to the question of how to repair the state's roads and bridges. A high-dollar plan was presented by the lieutenant governor and senators today. The legislation passed the Senate Finance Committee this afternoon, and the bill will now be debated by the full Senate later this week.
Crumbling roads and bridges aren't new problems.
Past 6 years, we've been beating this horse. Some would say we've been kicking the can down the road.
Other bills have come and gone that maybe address one piece or another piece, but what this package does is really look at it from a holistic approach.
But the solution is new, coming in the form of a 281-page bill.
All told, this is a $1 billion package to help fund infrastructure in our state over the next 5 years.
The plan includes more for cities and counties.
We're going to provide for $240 million in immediate needs. We're also going to provide $600 million in long-term infrastructure for roads and bridges and dams and water and sewer and other things.
The rest of the money break down $125 million in increased funds for cities and $200 million for emergency bridge repair. But there's a catch for those cities.
We also require that those cities that receive that additional $125 million invest those monies in infrastructure, roads and bridges, or water and sewer. And we also require that the cities actually match those dollars.
So the question is, how will the state pay for that? Leftover money at the end of the budget year would go to a new fund devoted to infrastructure. They'd also redirect money from the current highway funding to local bridge projects the governor would choose. The rest of the money would be borrowed. But there is one thing Reeves was clear about.
What it does not do is it doesn't raise taxes on anybody. And that's something that I'm very, very pleased with myself.
Part of the Senate plan leaves flexibility to take advantage of any available matching federal funds.
The Mississippi House has passed out multiple bills regarding new money for roads and bridges, but not a singular proposal. One solution they've passed that's absent from the Senate plan is devoting a portion of use tax or online tax collections to roads and bridges. And it's now time to turn our attention over to weather. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson is standing by with the first look at our forecast. Keith?
What a summer-like day we had out there today, a mix of sun and clouds. We had a lot of morning clouds and fog, but we really broke that up and had a warm Monday afternoon across the region, upper 70s and low 80s here across our area. Now, right now across our region, live look in Tupelo, all quiet, mainly clear conditions. We are in the mid to upper 60s. Those pesky low clouds will fill back in later tonight, but it's still a very mild evening out there. Here's our forecast for Tuesday. We should break up some of those clouds that redevelop tonight and see a partly cloudy to variably cloudy day on Tuesday, but highs will be warm. Upper 70s to around 80, winds from the south-southeast, maybe a passing shower or two. The full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Keith. A new restaurant in Tupelo is serving a Southern favorite in a familiar setting. Our Allie Martin tells us about the opening of King Kitchen Filling Station and how it's spurring talk of more commercial development on Tupelo's west side.
The first official day of business for King Chicken Filling Station was hectic.
We're going to be one busy little corner over here in Belden.
Melody McCamey, her Uncle Mitch, and a host of others have worked for months to get the former Belden Cash Grocer ready. The building dates back to the 1940s and will sell items you'd expect to find in a convenience store, but the main focus is the fried chicken.
Everybody loves chicken, and we are doing our take on Nashville-style chicken. So we're kind of like a mix between Gus's and Hattie B's with our own little flair to it.
The fuel pumps are being serviced. Customers will be able to buy gasoline, but you got to go inside to pay for it, and that's not by accident.
This is old school. We want to take and really have great food and great customer service, gas, and all your convenience store stuff, but we want it to be like an old country store.
Mitch McCamey also owns Kermit's Outlaw Kitchen and is co-owner of the Neon Pig, two popular Tupelo restaurants. His name recognition is expected to not only help King Chicken, but also nearby restaurants such as Amsterdam Deli. Ruth Aurora and her husband opened the Mediterranean-style restaurant a few years ago.
The more restaurants on this side of town, the more traffic, and you know, they're really great with working with other local businesses, and I think it's, you know, it's a wonderful thing. I really do hope that other people will consider coming to this side of town.
And unlike other parts of the city, there are several large tracts of commercial property available along McCullough Boulevard for the right developer and the right project. In Tupelo, I'm Allie Martin, WCBI News.
The old Belden Cash Grocer opened in 1944, and it was the longest-running convenience store in Lee County. East Mississippi Community College celebrates Black History Month by honoring a former student and instructor. During a special ceremony on the Mayhew campus, the school dedicated the Math and Science Building to Johnny W. Fisher. Fisher was one of the first African-American students to go to EMCC in the 60s. He later returned as an instructor. Faculty members say he was one of the school's best role models when he returned to teach.
Mr. Fisher worked in the Math and Science Building the whole time he was an employee here at EMCC. He was the rock of the building, right? His office was right there at the door when you came in. He always had a kind and pleasant word for everyone. He made everybody feel great about what they were doing and their contribution to the campus.
Members of Fisher's family were there to help unveil the sign. A reception followed the program to continue the celebration.
A pretty nice sunset this evening in Sulligent, Alabama, more like a summer-like sunset, and we stay warm for the next couple of days here, pushing record territory. The full forecast is next.
Your first alert forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
What a great day we had. Tons of sunshine. Our Alpha Insurance time lapse from Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon, Alabama. Pretty nice and summer-like, warm and humid today. Speaking of Durham's Pharmacy, we are there Saturday, 10 a.m. until noon, programming weather radios with our weather awareness tour. This is where it will begin this year. And of course, this is Severe Weather Awareness Week, so a perfect time to get everything all started here across our region. So we are looking at warmer weather for the next couple of days. Rain chances a little bit higher Wednesday to Thursday, and maybe a strong to severe storm threat Saturday night. So that would be appropriate considering we have these record warm temperatures possible for the next 2 days here. We're forecasting 80 tomorrow and Wednesday, mid-70s on Thursday. And notice how we have some spots that will be very, very close, if not getting to record territory here as we go throughout the next few days. Temperatures right now in the mid to upper 60s, still a few low 70s in the region. All of the southeast extremely warm, and I mean all of the southeast right now. It's even 59 degrees in Chicago right now, but there's some bitterly cold air up there across the northern plains. It looks like it's coming our way, and it is, but it will stall out before it really punches on through here. So we'll have that front hang up on Thursday, then lift back to the north as we get into Friday and Saturday. So overall, pretty nice and mild for the next few days here. Now, you're planning for Tuesday, overcast, likely a lot of low 60s at 8 o'clock. By noon, we'll start to break up some of those clouds, low to mid 70s, around 80 in the afternoon. Winds from the south and southeast at about 10 to 20. There's a 20% chance for a passing shower or two. Most spots will not see one of those, but it will be very warm across the entire region, upper 70s to low 80s here. across northeast Mississippi and west Alabama. Futurecast shows that, yeah, we may pop one of those isolated showers or two. The better opportunities for rain Wednesday afternoon and evening into Thursday with that frontal boundary that will come on in, stall, and then lift back to the north. And we just have a lot of stuff going on this week. Now, rainfall potential Wednesday into Thursday, farther southeast, maybe a ½ inch, farther to the northwest, perhaps 1 to 2 inches of rain. You get back to the west even more. There's going to be a pretty good stripe of very heavy flooding rain, perhaps from Texas through Arkansas, maybe even into the Delta and West Tennessee. So we are very close to where there could be 2 to 5 inches of rain here just off to our west. But we're still looking at a pretty good chance for rain here Wednesday and Thursday. Not so much rain Friday, a better chance for rain again Saturday night, and some of that, Quentin, as I mentioned, could be on the strong side.
This is Severe Weather Awareness Week in Mississippi and Alabama. And when most of us think of severe weather this time of year, we tend to think of tornadoes. But as we learned tonight, thunderstorms can also be problematic.
When severe weather threatens, we regularly get asked on our WCBI weather social media what the threat for tornadoes will be. However, often overlooked is the threat that severe thunderstorms can bring, something meteorologists know can be just as dangerous.
When we talk about tornadoes, a lot of times people really focus in on that potential for the really damaging conditions with a tornado. But on the scale of a thunderstorm, the tornado is going to produce a smaller track versus which we occasionally see sometimes with big, long lines of thunderstorms that come through, regularly producing those 40, 50, 60 mile an hour wind gusts. That's damage over wide areas that's causing just the same kind of threat to life and property.
The Adams family learned that this past month after a line of severe thunderstorms swept through Louisville overnight, bringing damaging winds that knocked down a tree into their home.
Well, at first it sounded like glass was breaking at first, and then I heard a loud pop, and it was just over within minutes, just that quick.
That noise was caused by a tree falling through their bedroom wall right where they were sleeping. It was not from a tornado, rather it was from a severe thunderstorm.
It's an important thing to remember if that kind of severe weather is being talked about. Pay attention not just to where the tornado threat's going to be, but that broader severe thunderstorm threat that's going on with those thunderstorms.
Reporting from Louisville, meteorologist Jacob Dickey, WCBI News.
Now, severe thunderstorms can be dangerous and produce damage similar to tornadoes. Our WCBI app will send alerts straight to your phone when a severe thunderstorm approaches your area. You can download it for free both on Apple and Android devices.
WCBI Severe Weather Safety Tips are brought to you by Lee's Storm Shelters and Caldwell Banker West Realty Company.
Welcome back, everyone. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for both men and women. Nearly 1 in 4 deaths in the United States can be attributed to heart disease. In tonight's Health Talk with Baptists, we learn about heart attacks.
Hi, I'm Dr. John King, part of the cardiology team at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. Tonight I want to talk to you about heart attacks. A heart attack occurs when 1 or more coronary arteries become blocked. Over time, a coronary artery can narrow from the buildup of a waxy substance called plaque. This condition, known as coronary artery disease, causes most heart attacks. The symptoms of a heart attack can vary from person to person and from very mild to severe. The most common symptoms of a heart attack for both men and women are chest pain or discomfort, discomfort in one or both arms, the back, shoulders, neck, jaw, or upper part of the stomach, and shortness of breath. Frequently, people experience nausea and vomiting as well. Some people don't have symptoms at all. Heart attacks that occur without any symptoms or with very mild symptoms are called silent heart attacks. Heart attacks often happen in people who have no prior history of heart disease. If you think you might be having a heart attack, there are several things to do immediately. First, stop whatever you are doing and sit down. Call 911 or have a family member or friend do it for you. This is very important because heart attack victims have a higher chance of survival if they are brought to the hospital in an ambulance than if they are brought in a private vehicle. Never try to drive yourself to the emergency room. You could pass out along the way and hurt yourself or others. Chew a full-size 325 milligram aspirin if you have one. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist when we will discuss the risk factors for a heart attack.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Coming up, girls basketball playoff action tips off tonight in the area. Highlights from Pontotoc, Choctaw County, and TCPS next in sports.
It is win or go home from here on out in high school basketball. Playoff action tipped off tonight. Fellas will be tomorrow. Girls started tonight. We start in Them Grapes country. Pontotoc hosting Greenwood. The Lady Warriors going right to work tonight. Amber McCoy finding Mary Kate Butler all alone in the corner, and you know that's going in from that range for her. Lady Warriors have the early lead. Later on, coming on the fast break here, great passing here. Sky Vaughn inside, Amber McCoy off glass for 2. Pontotoc's looking good under Coach Hurd. More from the Lady Warriors. Amber McCoy driving. Look at this dish, leaving it down low for Angela Middleton for 2. And it was more from Amber McCoy. It was just driving and getting to the hoop for Pontotoc at will, going off the bounds. Here comes McCoy driving baseline. She's going to finish with ease. Pontotoc cruises to a 70-31 win over Greenwood as they advance in the playoffs. To a thriller down in Ackerman. Choctaw County facing North Pontotoc, and for the Lady Chargers, they go through LaGenesis Johnson. In the beginning, there was a spin move and a finish. Very nice from Johnson. Good start for Choctaw County, but North Pontotoc had the answer. Caitlin Matthews missing here. How about the rebound from Shemaya Hadley? She puts it back up and in. North Pontotoc has the lead. Lady Chargers coming right back, though. Brisa Maxwell finds Lakeisha Mitchell inside for 2, cutting that Viking lead. And then more from North Pontotoc for 2. That had the earlier basket, get one more. Caitlin Matthews, Shemaya Hadley down low for 2. And then right before the half, this basket for 3 was huge for the Lady Chargers. That's Brisa Maxwell. 4-point play, and Choctaw County rallies to win a thriller in overtime. 64-62 the finals. The Lady Chargers advance in the 3A playoffs. Over to Belton we go. TCPS facing Biggersville. We had another thriller in this one. Home team jumping on top first. Ainsley Hale in the lane gets the friendly home roll to go. And then on the fast break, Hale up ahead. Anna Mae Ramsey for 2. Lady Eagles have the early lead. Then it's Tyleisha Davis penetrating inside. She gets the buckets for Biggersville. Back comes the Lady Eagles. Hale again, off the bounce. She's going to finish at the rim, plus the foul. She make the free throw. Good student section, by the way, for TCPS. Here comes Caroline Upchurch. Baseline jumper, that goes, but it would be Biggersville rallying late. Here's Allie Settlemyers. She hits one from the top of the key. A double overtime winner for the Lady Lions of Biggersville, 67-62 over TCPS. To JUCO Who's from tonight, down in Scuba. EMCC hosting ICC. We start with the ladies. Here's Fulton to Lafayette. Constance Dunn, Shania Buford for 3. Lady Indians go in front on that triple. Later for EMCC, it's Kaiser Lucky to Taisha Juhan for 3. That's good. And then later, Lucky off the drive. She's so lucky. She's a star. She's going to drive to the basket. Lonely Hearts singing. Remember that song from Britney Spears? It may be outdated. Whatever. ICC does win it, though. EMCC kept it close. The Lady Indians take the victory 81-74. That final. And then to the fellas, there's new hope Terriante Thomas. TK was the distributor in this one as the Lions taking on ICC. Inside to Columbus and Jaquan Hines. There's no one at home, and he lays it in for 2 easy. ICC hitting back, though, here. Eric Brown going to drive and then goes floater off glass for 2. Indians would have a triple after that. It came from Casey McQueen. This was a low-scoring defensive slugfest kind of game. That 3 goes for ICC, but it was too much EMCC late. Got some free throws to win it late. Here's Thomas leaving it for Arkedrick Bell. That's a start for Kidd, knocking on the 3. EMCC wins it 62-59 on the men's side to earn the split over ICC. And women's college basketball from tonight, Georgia defeating Ole Miss 66-52. Matt Ensel's team has been there in so many games this season, but just hasn't really been able to get over the hump. They trailed by 18 in the second half, got down to a 1-point game, and Georgia ran off a run to get the win. By the way, Evan Ingram's sister, Mackenzie Ingram, plays for Georgia. She had 8 points, 13 rebounds tonight. Evan was in attendance for the game at the Pavilion. So a great start to our high school basketball playoffs. We have the fellas coming up tomorrow. We'll have those highlights coming up for you as well, along with college hoops highlights with Ole Miss and Mississippi State. That is it for sports. We'll get a last look at your forecast next.
Warm stuff around here for tomorrow. We're back up to around 80. Can't rule out a passing shower or two. Better rain chances though Wednesday night, Thursday. Some spots could see some locally heavy rain, especially west of the Golden Triangle area out towards the Delta. We'll see. But overall for the next week, pretty warm. Saturday evening, Saturday night, there could be some strong storms. So we'll keep you updated on all this week.
So I see pretty warm and pretty rainy as well, though.
Oh yeah, that's what happens this time of year. Warmth equals rain in February.
That's not what I like to hear.
All right, I'm sorry about that.
Thanks so much for tuning in with us. I hope you have a good night.